Greetings everyone, my name is DaviEu, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. Continuing on from the last part, I'll now be going through Miner Man stage by DaviEu. This level, along with all the other levels I'll cover in this episode, are from the Mega Man Creation and Collab project. As with most other episodes, the timestamps for all the levels I cover will be in the description below. This stage takes place in a cave filled with enemies like frisk cannons and hot dogs, not to mention gimmicks like quicksand, tachyons, and flame pillars. Can't forget about the picket men either. Whenever there's a mine, there's usually a picket man nearby. I take minor issue with the introduction of these frisk cannons, as they're introduced near spike pits. I much prefer this introduction. Here are the flame pillars. I like this introduction a lot more. Hello there, hot dog. That really looks like it should hit. Thank you, hitboxes. Two checkpoints already. Darn, I missed an E-tank. Checkpoint number 3 already. That means out of the 6 World Master stages I played so far, this one has the most generous checkpoint placement. I'm not going for that, that looks like a trap. Alas, we're at the end of the level. This was a very straightforward level. I say it's almost as easy as Battery Man's level, outside the last section. Although I say it's one of the more boring ones out of the bunch. Bomb Man is our boss, as we already faced Stone Man in the intro stage. What's your weakness? It's a Night Crush. I guess the maze bashes open rocks. Nevertheless, this was an okay level. The lowest quality out of the bunch so far. Next up is Hangar Man by Hydrochlorination and edited by NX Tech. Time to storm through Hangar Man's airbase. His weakness is either the Power Stone or the Plant Barrier. So far we started the ground level. I really need to be careful about the shield attackers, so I don't get knocked into a pit. It seems that the Power Stone as well as the Flash Stopper are some of the best options for this level. So far the stage has been relatively straightforward, but now it's escalating. At last we're in his airbase now, unless we were already in the airbase. Tile set is okay, I just feel like there could be better replacements for the air tiles. This is where a graphical mod would shine. And that's it, that's the end of the level. That felt a bit short. It's a lot easier than what I initially expected. Immune against the Power Stone. It's the plant barrier, as it's a wood-based weapon, and it would gunk up his turbines. Well, I like this stage a bit more than Miner Man, but it was still rather simple. Next up is the last Roadmaster, Traffic Man, by PoisonousGas, and edited by OfficialMemeGuy. We have all the special weapons with the exception of the Flash Stopper, which we'll acquire at the end of this level. Too bad we don't have Nitro Man's assets in this engine yet. That'd be a perfect fit. So we gotta be careful about force beams. In essence, we're back at the city that we saw during the intro level, this time at night. We need to learn the timings based off those street lights. And right over spikes as well. What's up here, an ERM tank? Or is this an optional route? Just for an E-tank, but it is worth it. Links up with the main route over here. Let's see what's to the left. That's where we're introduced to the force beams, starting with the green ones. Stop and Go is the name of the game here, fitting as this is a traffic stage. For a second there, the game froze for whatever reason. I was worried it was going to crash. This is a lot worse. I'm hoping that this is the climax of the level. That was actually very straightforward, and that was actually the last screen. A perfect way to end that level. Compared to levels like Crater Man, I say that this was more restrained, but it was fun. I enjoyed the challenges of Stop and Go a lot more than the previous two levels. It's in my mid-tier in terms of Roadmaster stages. And we still use this gimmick in this boss battle. What's your weakness? It's Tornado. I'm not sure why that works against traffic. Perhaps by using the tornado we can just bypass traffic by flying over it? At least that's what I think the logic is. With all 8 Roadmasters defeated, we can now move on to the next phase of the game, the Fusion Masters. Essentially, 2 of each Roadmaster are fused into one, and now we have 4 Fusion Masters to deal with, similar to how Rock Force does it during their second phase of the game. But of course, after defeating the 8 Roadmasters, we also unlock the Rush Jet. So now go after Obsidian Man first, who is a combination of Crater Man and Sewer Man. This level was designed by Mighty. Now there's something else I need to pay attention to in each one of these Fusion Master levels. In every one of these there's a hidden Yoshiki. I need to collect all 4 of them in order to unlock a secret level, which I will cover after I complete the first set of Fortress levels. And as expected, we started with all the special weapons we acquired during the previous 8 stages, and immediately I clip into the terrain. What a wonderful start. Is this Dagger Man's team from Super Fighting Robot? It sounds like it. As these are Fusion Masters, I expect to see enemies and gimmicks from the 2 individual Roadmasters that combined to make this boss. So expect fire and water. We didn't actually have fire bars in Crater Man's level, did we? I remember fire bars being in Miner Man's level though. The Carry enemies, aka the minecart enemies, act a bit strangely when they're over pits, or not over solid terrain, as you can see over here. At least they don't completely freak out. They work mostly as intended. I know I can reach that. I just need to use the NATO. That looks like a perfect place for a secret. And I was right, here's the first Yoshiki of the 4. That wasn't too hard to find. That secret was right there in the open. I wonder if we're gonna have fake blocks, as that is possible to do with some modding. What is your weakness, Obsidian Man? Is it electricity? Not water. Not blast stopper. I think it's the NATO. It seems to work. I never tried Power Stone though. The atomic fire also works, but I think it's because of its base damage. Next up is Blackout Man, a fusion of Battery Man and Chain Man, and this stage was designed by 8JKN4. As the title suggests, expect a lot of blackout blocks here, as well as enemies and gimmicks from Battery Man and Chain Man's levels. Just making sure there aren't any secret paths to the right. You never know. Wow, that was entirely my fault. I should have slid more to the left. Or used the rush jet. I'll use that next time. Ah, so that red force beam generator acted like an indicator of where the pop-up attacker would be. That's nice conveyance. Here's Yoshiki number 204. That's why I always hug the walls, in case there aren't actually any walls to the left or right. This is probably the climax of the level, as we have both conveyor belts, elect blocks, pop-up attackers, and spikes. All these Roadmaster and Fusion Roadmaster stages have climaxes, some better than others though. On to the boss battle. For a stage focused on Blackout gimmicks, this wasn't too bad. Oh sure, most of the Fusion Roadmaster levels are a step up in difficulty in comparison with the regular Roadmaster levels, but even then, they aren't too bad. What is your weakness then? Probably the elect beam? Not that. I knew I was gonna die over there, I need to experiment. He probably shares the weaknesses of one of his base Roadmasters. It's probably the plant barrier then? It looks to be. Nothing else works that well. I'm missing something. Maybe Power Stone works too? Only 1 damage. What else could it be, other than the plant barrier? Charge Shot works a lot better. I'll have to look it up in the level editor, if he actually has a weakness. In comparison with Obsidian Man, I like this one more. A bit more challenging, a bit more spike and instant death heavy, but still fun. This is where I'll end off this episode, and in the next episode, I'll complete the remaining 2 Fusion Masters, and then move on to the first set of Fortress levels. Well then, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!